Monsters Inc. Rec Room Arcade, released in 2001. So this is actually 3 separate games sold on 3 separate CDs. Bowling for Screams, 8-Ball Chaos, and Monster Tag. And if you own all 3 CDs, you unlock a secret game called Monster Mania. And it just so happens that I do have all 3 CDs, so we'll be checking that one out too. And there was another release, Pinball Panic, where you needed the other 3 games to unlock Monster Mania, but it looks like I have an earlier version, so that doesn't need that. So the whole thing starts off with a rather less than stellar looking 3D animation of the gang just goofing around in the rec room. And each game has its own intro, and you quickly notice it's not really using the original voice actors.
You didn't see a thing.
Hey, Mike, you forgot your ball.
That's no ball!
And that's not too uncommon in video games, so I'll let that one slide. First, we'll look at 8-Ball Chaos. This is a monsterized version of pool. This one has red and green balls, and you have to sink them into the matching colored pockets. Of course, there's the 8-ball you have to sink at the end, and there's all sorts of wacky bumpers and obstacles. You're given 3 lives. You lose them if you sink the wrong colored ball in the wrong colored pocket, or you scratch, or sink the 8-ball. So 3 strikes, and the game is over. In one-player mode, there's no computer opponent, so you can kind of nudge the ball into the holes, so if you're patient enough, you can kind of cheat your way to victory. I did find this game rather boring though, but do keep in mind I'm not really that big of a pool fan. Next game is Monster Tag, and at first I said, what the heck are these yellow guys? I don't remember the movie very well, but I guess these are the monsters in radiation suits or something. Anyway, you got this seesaw, and you bounce the guys up and down to collect children's toys. But they can only collect the ones that match their color. Example, the red guy can only get the red toys. And later on they start adding more guys and more colors, and this game is just so freaking hard. Now, you have the ability to rotate the seesaw, but you have to be so careful to land this guy just right on the seesaw. It's just so easy to spin the seesaw the wrong way and have the guy land on the wrong side. Other times you'll kind of fall in the middle of the seesaw and he'll die. This is a neat game, but I couldn't get anywhere. I can blame the center of the seesaw a little bit, but for the most part it's challenging and it just whooped me really good. Bowling for Screams will have you bowling an obstacle-filled lane. You can control the ball's movement, but those obstacles bounce you really hard if you hit them. At first I thought this was impossible, but I got the hang of the controls after a bit. Along the way you can pick up power-ups, and when you run over the warning zone you can activate them. This can detonate the ball when they hit the pins, make the ball split into 2, or make the ball just go crazy. Now, can you get strikes without these power-ups? Sure, but it's not likely, and the ball exploding is all part of the fun anyway, so just go with it. And of course, the secret game, Monster Mania, which ended up being the best game. This one holds the closest to the Monster Incorporated movie theme, where you play as a monster and try to make kids scream. You have to wait for a light in the window to be off, and then you stick your head in the window and scare some poor kid. While trying to get to the windows, you'll have to go up platforms and avoid a baby who thinks you're cute and isn't scared of you, and he'll knock you down a level if he cuddles you. There's a dog which knocks you down levels too, but you're able to scare him. I found the controls to be a little stiff on this, and some rather unfair moments of getting knocked down a level then getting knocked down another level, but this game was kind of cool. So overall, the Rec Room games had some really great ideas and interesting twists on pool and bowling. I did find it odd that the game you couldn't really play as any of the iconic characters. Well, I guess this is technically them, but you know what I mean, visually see them. I just found that really odd. The secret game was pretty good, but really these are just Flash type games. They just feel like games you would play on a work break or just randomly find them on the web somewhere. Selling these games individually on a CD seemed, really evil because of how simple they are, but I think if these were bundled, it would have flopped horribly. So it's collect them all and get a free game strategy might have boosted the sales a little. So these aren't bad games, really. It's just I don't see a lot of value to them when you could just go play some Flash games. So go play some Flash games. Anyway, there you have it. Monsters Inc. Rec Room Games. Thanks for watching.